What's happening, people, and welcome back to another episode. And I've just got back from the gym and I thought, you know what? Let's reflect on Chelsea's opening days of the season because it's quite positive and there's not many negatives. Because if you think we've had a new manager come in, we're implementing new tactics, but the players look like they've been on board since day one. Now, there's a couple of stats I want to hit at you first. But before that, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new here and you haven't already. Make sure you hit the like button to support this channel. So, yeah, I just want to talk about the games that we've seen, what's happened, and just where we are at the moment. We're sitting fourth in the league. We've scored the second most goals in the league with 16. We've created the second most big chances in the league. We've had 2 clean sheets. It's all looking extremely positive. So the opening day of the season, we took on Man City and it ended in defeat. But you know what? I wasn't even annoyed. I wasn't even annoyed because we actually performed pretty well. And we give Man City as much as we got. We actually had quite a few chances. We had 11 shots. We had 11, Man City had 12. So all in all, we're given as much as we got. And that was the opening day of the season. So tactically, we weren't as developed as what Man City were. So I wasn't surprised that we did get beat. But the fact that we competed and showed exactly what we're capable of, you know what? I'm happy with that. I was happy with that because, to be honest, going into the fixture, I expected defeat. I did. But I thought we showed real positive signs. And then the next game, those signs come into fruition. We took on Wolves away, which is usually a ground where top clubs do struggle or just win by fine margins. We hit 6 past them. We hit 6 past them, and Noni Maniwegi was on fire. Absolute fire. They couldn't cope with them. Could not cope with them. Cole Palmer, hat-trick of assists. Noni Maniwegi, hat-trick of goals. It was extremely positive. And then we're seeing João Felix come on, score, assisted by Pedro Neto. And Cuckoo come on. It was just, everything was just positives. Everything we'd done just turned into goals. And that was amazing to watch. The best thing about that win at Wolves, yes, it was glorious scoring 6 goals. It was beautiful, just the way we played, the expression, the fluidity. But the best thing about it, the best and the most shithousery thing about that was Noni Maniwegi calling Wolves a shithole and then scoring a hat-trick against them the next day. You just couldn't fucking write it, could you? If Wolves fans didn't want anyone to score a hat-trick that day, it was Noni Maniwegi. He walked into Wolves doing the Conor McGregor strut, shit all over them, and left within 24 hours. That aura, the audacity was just brilliant. That's one of the stories of the season already. And I'm not even going to talk about the Serviette games. I just think they were just 2 games that we just wanted to get through. So the next game we took on Crystal Palace at home. Crystal Palace still without a win, but yet they managed a point at Stamford Bridge. On another day, we win that 4 or 5-1. I don't think we give Crystal Palace much, but I don't think we were great. I still think we're feeling out and what Enzo Maresca is trying to do. I mean, the statistics tell 1,000 words. We had 5 big chances. Crystal Palace had none. We had 13 shots. Crystal Palace had 9. We 63% possession. We dominated the game, and on a different day, Eze doesn't score that goal. It had to take something special from Crystal Palace to equalise because they weren't going to break it down. And another goal for Nicholas Jackson, who was on absolute fire, and Cole Palmer just doing Cole Palmer stuff and getting an assist. Yes, it was all looking bright. It was all looking positive. The result wasn't what we wanted, but what we're seeing on the football pitch is exactly what we wanted. And then match day 3, we'll go to Bournemouth on a Monday night. You know, under the lights, you know it was just going to be a resilient, dogged performance. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Bournemouth dominated the first half. They absolutely did. And there's no denying that. We were shocking. Disasi was shocking. We couldn't string two passes together. But the best thing about this win, it was a snatch and grab win. And I want to see more of that from Chelsea, more resilience, more, yes, we're going to fight for this win. Yes, we'll do everything we can to get this win. And it needed a moment of brilliance, not only from Chris Van Kunku, but Jadon Sancho as well. Jadon Sancho coming on for his debut, getting an assist, and since that moment, he hasn't come out the side in the Premier League game. But Chris Van Kunku's delightful work in the tight areas opened up the space, and he just casually put it in the bottom corner. Beautiful goal, bellissimo, as we say in Italian. But yeah, come away from Bournemouth with a victory. I don't think many clubs will do that this season. I think Bournemouth's actually a really difficult place to go and win, especially on the night time. There's something about nighttime games where it does favour the underdogs, but we showed we're class, we showed fight, we showed heart, and that's all you can ask in games like that. And then as I was looking at the next fixture was West Ham away. Last season, we dominated that game. We dominated the game without any substance. That's the difference between Poch and Enzo Maresca. Enzo Maresca doesn't dominate games as much as Poch. We don't have as much possession, but we've got substance and decisiveness when we do. And that was on full show against West Ham. We were clinical. And Enzo Maresca, I want to give him his flowers because he does his homework. Every time I put out match previews, I work hard on looking at the opposition shape and how they tend to play and how I think they'll play and how we can break them down. And I'm not going to lie, I'm giving myself some flowers here because Enzo Maresca did exactly what I said. And that just goes to show attention to detail is on point. And you need to give him his flowers for that because he's not going out every game thinking we've got the better players. I'm just going to stick to my philosophy. He does stick to his philosophy, but the best managers adapt their philosophy to exploit the opposition. And that's exactly what we're seeing from Enzo Maresca. And the players are buying into it. So an incredible 3-0 win at West Ham. Nicholas Jackson opening the scoring and then getting another. And then Cole Palmer just doing Cole Palmer things and scoring himself. Beautiful, beautiful result. And then we took on Barrow at the club and we made 11 changes. But the team that we put out is actually insane when you think about it. The front four, Pedro Neto, João Felix, Mudryk, Christopher Nkunku. That is unbelievable when you can make these amount of changes but still have that sort of quality on the pitch. You know you've got some squad. Then a Christopher Nkunku hat-trick, Pedro Neto getting his first goal for Chelsea. There was smiles on every fan's face. Coming away with a 5-0 victory. We just absolutely bullied Barrow, to be fair. The quality just shone through. And I thought Renato Vega had a great game. And Mudryk is looking really positive on Enzo Maresca. He's looking like his decision-making is not exceptional, but it's improving. That's exactly what you want to see because attribute-wise, he's got the attributes to be absolutely terrifying. So then it was back to the Premier League and we took on Brighton and it was we went into this game thinking, can we build on West Ham? Can we show that wasn't just a one-off? And can we look to really impose ourselves on Brighton? Because Brighton are a very, very good team. They come into this unbeaten, despite already going to the Emirates, despite already playing Man United. So they come into this game on good form. But we just blew them out of the water, to be fair. We absolutely did. Especially in that first half. Brighton just couldn't cope. Our tactics we implemented were absolutely incredible. Enzo Maresca got his tactics on point. And it's exactly what I said. Move the ball early, get it into space, get it into channels, and pressing a 4-4-2. Brighton won't know how to cope, and they didn't, and were forced quick turnovers. Cole Palmer, Cole Palmer. I'm running out of compliments for him. He created history by being the first player to score 4 goals in the first half. Like, I'm running out of compliments. Nicholas Jackson setting him up for the first one. Nice, tidy finish, composed. Hit the ball low, controlled, nice finish. Then he scores a penalty. And then a free kick. Oh, like, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know what to say about him anymore. Absolutely insane. The technique, the accuracy. Do you know how difficult that is? What a free kick. But my favourite goal was a 4th one. I think the way he took it under his stride and hit the near post when the majority of players would hit that far post was special. It's a special game for a special player. And we'll beat Brighton 4-2. Handed Brighton their first defeat of the season. Now, if you look at Tottenham just yesterday, they struggled at Brighton. Couldn't cope with their press, couldn't cope with their ability to play out through the lines or play out from the back. Tottenham struggled in that second half. And we were in cruise control in the second half against Brighton. So you've got to give Enzo Maresca his flowers for his tactics, but you've got to give the players the flowers for executing the tactics. And then we had the Europa Conference League opener against Ghent and a standard 4-2 win. I expected we to score a few goals, but I didn't want to concede. I wanted to keep a clean sheet. Like I say, keep Levi Colwill, Fofana, Gusto, Cucurella. They won't lose any sleep because they know in the Premier League they're going to be starting. Because there was times at the back where we just lacked that concentration. And I think that's probably because the thought, we're just going to breeze through this game. But I just want to see a bit more from them. But the standout player that game for me was Renato Vieira. A goal and an assist. Got his first Chelsea goal. What a likeable guy. What a likeable guy he is. And then the final game before the international break, we drew 1-1 with Forest. And you know what? It was a strange game because the first half we dominated, if we're being honest, because we didn't give Forest a sniff. But that's what we expected, us to dominate the ball, us to be the creators, Forest just to sit in, compact, close the space in the central areas, and then trust ourselves in duels and one-on-ones in the wider areas, which is exactly what they did. They made it extremely difficult, but I want to give credit to the resilience. The heads didn't go down. They were continuing to create chances. They were continuing trying to break down this low block. I'm going to say this, against Bournemouth and Forest, last season we would have lost those games. Last season we wouldn't have looked as positive. But it was a strange old game because on one hand, we could have easily won that game like 4-1. But on the other hand, we could have lost that game 2-1. So, like, they had chances and the goalkeepers were exceptional in those dying minutes of the game. In Cole Palmer, has anyone seen that touch? It was like a Bergkamp-esque touch where he just moved it around the defender, spun around the other way, got a shot off, and Chels saved his first and second attempt. If that went in, I would have been done. I'd have been done. I'd like, game over, just end the season, give Cole Palmer player of the year already, if that went in. That was absolutely mastered. And there was no fluke about it. But Chels, man. Why you got to save that? Why you got to save that? But then Forrest had the chances herself. Jota had a header, could have easily crept in the bottom corner. And then, who was it? Nico Williams found himself by himself in the box. It was like the time went slowly, but it was a great save from Robert Sanchez, and he needs his credit. For all his mistakes that he's had in the past, he's kept winning that game. he's one more point in that game. Because if Forest had scored that late on, we had no time to come back. Absolutely none. So you need to give him his flowers. But yeah, I can't complain. Enzo Maresca's doing his job. He's brought in an identity, a style of play. The players are on board. There's going to be games where it doesn't come off. It's the Premier League. You can't win every game. But as long as we've shown that continuity in fighting and being resilient and being positive, that's all you can ask. The players are trying their best, working hard. That's all you can ask. Mistakes will happen. Get over it. It's football. It's about time we normalise these football players because everybody in life make mistakes. I do every time I fucking edit a video, but there's absolutely no reason why we can't finish top 4. We've got the squad to do it. We've got the manager to do it. We're sitting 4th at the moment. 4 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. We've scored 16 goals, which is the most out of any side. Only Man City have scored more, and they've scored 17. We've created 27 big chances. Only one other team's created more big chances, and that's Liverpool, who have created 28. We've only conceded 8 goals, and that's in the top 8 of teams that have conceded the least amount of goals. There's only Liverpool, Man City have conceded 8, Arsenal have conceded 6, Villa have conceded 9, Newcastle have conceded less with 7. So we're actually statistically very, very good. Squad depth-wise, we're very, very good. It's all positive. Now we've got Liverpool away next, the first game back after the international break. I will be doing a pre-match tactical review. I've already started looking at Liverpool and we need to be disciplined. That's all I'm going to say. We need a kind of like what Forest did. Well, not to that extent, but we just need to be disciplined and we're positioning because Liverpool's rotation is insane. And that's how Arne Slot plays. I watched him a lot in the Netherlands, and rotation-wise, he loves all that shit. So we need to be disciplined. But if you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more of this, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and don't forget just to be positive. Enjoy your day, guys.